Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 1 year Bible reading by a Christian single mom. This reading is for January 25th, 2025. I am sorry I'm getting this out so late tonight, being a Saturday night. I spent the day with my granddaughter today, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm just now getting home, just got out of the shower, ready for bed. I haven't even had dinner yet. Um, my daughter-in-law made a really good lunch for us, and so I've been just drinking my fluids for my weight loss program and enjoyed my lunch. I don't know if I'm going to snack on something before I go to bed, but um, you guys, it's been a good day. I had promised you in my other video that today I was going to be doing a lot of videos of a Swedish death cleaning and decluttering videos. Um, that is going to be something that I am going to work on over the next couple of weeks, but I did not get anything done today. Hopefully, tomorrow is a new day and I'll be able to get a lot of decluttering done. But for tonight, we are going to finish off our night by reading Genesis 51 through Exodus 2:10. And Joseph fell upon his father's face, and he wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him, and so were fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 60 and 10 days. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto his house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found great in your eyes, speak, I pray you, and that the ears of Pharaoh saying, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go, and I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according to as he had made there swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went all of the servants of Pharaoh, and elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all the house of Joseph, and his brethren, and his father's house. Only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came up to their threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and they were mourned there with great and very sore lamentation, and he made mourning for his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land of the Canaanites saw the mourning of the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Therefore the name of it is called Abel Mizraim, which also is beyond Jordan. And his sons did unto him according to as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which is Abraham's brought with the field for possession of a burying place of Ephron and Heti before Mamre. And Joseph returned unto Egypt, and his brethren and all that went with him buried his father after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, said to Joseph, Will peradventure hate us, and will certainly acquit us in the evil which is we did to him. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, Thy father did command before he died, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, that the trespass of thy brethren of their sin, for they did unto their evil. And now we pray thee, forgive thy trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. And Joseph wept when they spake to him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for I am in the place of God. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, and bring it to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore fear not ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived in 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation, the children also of Machri, the son of Manasseh, and were brought up unto Joseph's knees. And Joseph said to his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land, and into the land which he swore unto Abraham, and to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took on an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry upon my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him and put him in a coffin in Egypt. Now there were names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man of his household came with Jacob: Reuben, Simon, Levi, and Judah, Eshgar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. Joseph died, and his brethren, and his generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with him. And now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more than mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it came to pass that they were falleth out of the war, and join into our enemies, and fight against us. So we let them up out of the land. Therefore they did serve over them taskmasters to afflict them and their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Rames, and or maybe that's Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multitude and grew, and they grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter and hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and all the manner of service in the field. All of their service within, and they made them serve, was rigor. And king of Egypt spake unto the Hebrews midwives, of which the names of Shiphrah and the name of the other few, and said unto, Ye do office of the midwife to the Hebrew women, and set them upon their stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him, and if it shall be a daughter, then they shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men and children alive. And the king of Egypt called unto the midwives, and said unto them, Have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, Because of the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and delivered ear, and the midwives come unto them. Therefore God dealt with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because of the midwives fear God, that they made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all of his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast in the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. And there went a man in the house of Levi, and took a wife, a daughter of Levi. And women conceived, and bare a son. And then she saw him that it was a goodly child. She would hid him 3 months. And then when she could no longer hide him, she took for him the ark of bushes, and dabbed it with some slime and with a pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river brink. And his sister stood far off, to wit, that would be done to him. And daughter of Pharaoh came down and washed herself in the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she went out with her maiden to fetch it. And when she had opened it, saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. And said unto her sister, to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go to call thee the nurse of Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Go. Said the maiden, went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away, the nurse, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him into Pharaoh's daughter, and became her son. And she called his name Moses, and said, Because I drew him out of the water. Matthew 16:13-17 through 9. When Jesus came to the coast of Caesarea Philippi, asked if his disciples, saying, Whom do these men say that I am the Son of Man? The Son of Man am. And they said, Say some that is thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and some Jeremias, or one of the prophets. He said unto them, But whom do you say that I am? And Simon Peter answered, You are the Christ, you are the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but the Father which is in heaven. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give thee unto the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whoever thou shalt bind the earth shall be bound in heaven, and whoever shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And charged for his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. From that time forth began Jesus to shew unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things, and elders and chiefs and priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again on the third day. And Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, that this shall not happen unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Go thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savest not the things that be of God, but that those be of men. And said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And if what a man profited shall gain the whole world, and lose his own soul, or that what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with the angels, and he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there are some standing here, which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. And after 6 days Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth him up into the high mountain apart. And he transfigured them before his face, did shine as the sun, and his raiment as white as the light. And behold, there appeared to them Moses and Elias talking with them. And he answered Peter, and said unto them, Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be there, and be with thou. Let us not make there 3 tabernacles for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. As he all spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice in the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And when his disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them and said, Arise, do not be afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, and they saw no man, Jesus saves only. And as they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. Psalm 21, 1 through 13. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in the salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. He has given him his heart's desire, and has not withholden the request of his lips. Shelah. For the previous to him with the blessings of the goodness, thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asks life of thee, and thou goest in him, ever even length of days, and forever and ever. His glory of great in thy salvation, honor, and majesty have thou laid behind him, and thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceedingly glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth of the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thy hand shall find out all thy enemies, thy right hand shall find out all those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. The Lord shall swallow them up as his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy them from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee, and imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thy arrows upon the strings against thy face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thy praise and strength, so we will sing and praise thy power. Proverbs 5, 1 through 6. My son attended unto my wisdom, and bow thy ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, warped as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder thy path of life. Her ways are movable, and thou cast not to them. So, you guys, that is the reading for January 25th. First things I wanted to note is it was saying, oh, why do I always miss this where it says something I wanted to say? Um, it says here that again, they built their foundation on a rock of their houses, and it reminded me of a Sandy Patty song, Upon This Rock. Um, and one of the most powerful songs I've ever heard sang, and I really enjoy it. It says, Upon this rock I will build my kingdom. And he's talking about the church, and he's talking about heaven, and he's going to build a kingdom for us. And then I really liked how it went in to end time prophecy here. Started talking about the sin and transgressions and judgment, and it talked about how God gives us the strength to hear what he is saying. And then it ends here with, let us be able to understand what he is saying. We must regard discretion. And it says, be careful of a strange woman, drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Um, it kind of reminds me of those who um, have husbands who have had affairs. Um, Maybe moved their girlfriend in with them, and have slept with them, um, filing for divorce to be with another woman. Um, it says here that um, her end to why she would even be able to kiss, with her lips, a strange woman, someone that you're not married to. Her end is bitter. as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. And, I know that that's a parable that he's using that as. Um, but it just kind of reminds me of that sin that we can have in our marriages of that affair. And, this channel is about being a single mom. So I relate everything that I read to, my life and what God is saying. But I do like that he says here about building your house on a foundation as he's building a kingdom for us. And he talks about end times here. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Um, we are not saved by our works, but we are going to be rewarded for our works. Um, then he says, Verily I say unto you, there will be some standing here which shall not taste of death, for they shall see the Son of Man, coming in his kingdom. And I just love that. I love that it was talking about that. I also like the part of, bringing in Moses. And, they tried to kill Moses. And could you imagine the Bible without Moses? So we're going to be getting into some more stories on Moses, I think, moving forward in Genesis. But I wanted to do this reading real quick before I go to bed. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have this on a Saturday night. It relaxes me to do these readings with you guys late at night. And I'm very relaxed and calmed now and ready for a good night's rest. I did not get a good night's rest last night, so I'm in prayer that I do, and then that tomorrow I may do those videos that I said I was going to do earlier. So, um, thank you guys so much for listening to my podcast, and I'll see you in tomorrow's podcast. And God bless, and have a great night. Bye.